In this demo, we will add searching functionality for our authors collection. We'll accept the search query and we will return all authors for which one of the string fields contains the search query. First, we need to ensure that the search query can be passed through. For that, we add a search query string to our action parameter list. We do need to combine this with filtering. A consumer might search, filtered, or combine both. So what we're gonna do is pass through that search query to the same getAuthors method on our repository as we used for filtering. Let's add the parameter in the repository contract. And let's do the same in the implementation. The first thing to do is change the null and white space check. Only when both input parameters are null or white space should the full list be returned. And then a few things can happen. It could be that we only have to apply the filter, only have to apply the search query, or both. We want to cover all of these cases. So the first thing I will do is cast the author_db set to an iQueryable of author. Like that, we can work on that collection, adding where clauses for filtering when needed and for searching when needed. There's a good reason to write our code like this, and it has to do with deferred execution. We'll get to that right after this demo. Let's add our filter first. We check whether a main category value has been passed through, and if it was, we trim it and we add a where clause that filters on it. The next thing to do is implementing the search. First, we check whether a search query has been passed through. How you want to search depends. Often, this is a full text search with the help of full text search components like Lucene, but it can also be much simpler. Just like for the main category, we first trim the search query. After that, we will use a where clause again, which will return any author for whom the main category, first name or last name, contains the search query. That's it for the search query. The last thing to do is returning the collection after calling to list async on it. And we can also get rid of this unreachable code here. Let's give this a try. I've got a request lined up here that will search for all authors who have pirate in their first name, last name, or main category. Apparently, we don't have any. That could be the case. Let's try something else. Let's try searching for anyone who has an A in first name, last name, or main category value. And that indeed seems to work. And there we go. Arnold, the unseen Stafford, is returned. Searching works. And let's combine this with a filter. We're gonna search for all authors with singing as main category and an A somewhere in their first name, last name, or main category values. And there we go. We again get back Arnold. This looks good as well. Yet we could have written this in another way. Let's switch back to our code. We could have just fetched the filtered authors from our repository and then applied our search to the list that would have been returned. And that would work as well. I sometimes come across something like that, and it's actually a pretty bad idea. It would result in first fetching all authors with the pass-through category as main category from the database, after which that list would be searched in memory. That means that potentially a lot of unnecessary authors would be fetched from the database. Our code, on the other hand, resulted in the full query, searching and filtering combined, being sent to the database and only the matching authors being returned. It's a very important principle that enables this, and because it's so important for your API performance, I would like to spend a minute or so talking about it. I may have mentioned it before in this demo. It's called deferred execution.